I want to get everyone's opinion, even though this isn't wrestling, on the Lesnar-Couture fight. We mentioned something about it. I thought it was a good fight. Sam, did you watch the Lesnar-Couture fight last night?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on it? Brock Lesnar being the new UFC World Heavyweight Champion, him pounding the shit out of him. What was your thoughts on the all-around 8-minute fight?
Good fight. I was expecting to be quick. I mean, I when it was announced, I was, I never thought Couture was gonna, get over on Lesnar because I just thought he couldn't do it, and I just couldn't see it happening. But, Brock Lesnar may not want the role, but by being the UFC champion, I mean, he has now elevated pro wrestling. I mean, he is basically like, I guess you could say, pro wrestling's champion. So, I mean, as him being a former wrestler means that Brock Lesnar is sort of a heel in the eyes of many like mixed martial arts fans. Like, he was jeered heavily by the crowd in Las Vegas. So with Lesnar finding success in the world of real fighting, the entire entire wrestling industry can claim a victory over this. So this win basically showed the world that professional wrestlers are athletes as well. So as I said in the forum, love Brock Lesnar or hate him, winning the UFC title for Lesnar is a good thing for pro wrestling, and he will have that belt for a long time, no doubt about that.
All right. Judge, what was your thoughts on the Lesnar-Couture fight?
I didn't see it, to be honest with you.
What? You're not a fucking fan. Get out of here. Andy, the resident MMA guy around here, Andy.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the Lesnar-Couture fight? Let it be known.
I thought for the first time in Brock's entire MMA career, he impressed me. He showed much improved stand-up. He showed he could get hit. He showed he could be cut and come back and actually win a fight. Other than that, though, he just fought a very typical Brock Lesnar fight. He took him down, used his wrestling, and pounded on him. There's no question in the fact that he beat Couture. I saw some people on the thread on the forum talking about how Couture may have slipped or something like that. I don't think Couture slipped. I thought Brock caught him with like a nice uppercut, and Couture went down, and Brock took advantage.
Couture melted.
Yeah, I don't see Lesnar holding the belt long, which is why I don't think it's a smart move for UFC to have put him in this fight, because yes, they may have gotten a big fight, but I don't think they're going to get. I think they're going to be in for a rude awakening when he loses that belt to Nog or Frank Mir.
Okay. Well, overall, in my opinion, the whole match card was good fights. I was glad to see Florian win with a submission.
Florian came out and destroyed Joe Stevenson.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Florian's the truth. He's going to be your champion soon.
No, he's not. BJ Penn's not losing that belt. BJ Penn is vacating that belt when he gets bored.
BJ Penn is overrated. Moving on.
He's not.
BJ Penn is overrated. Anyway,
GSP's
moving
overrated.
on. I'm not going to have the UFC fight with Andy. A lot of good finishes. You had a rear naked choke submission in one of the lower matches. The punch just right to the motherfucking face in the one. The uppercut. That was one of the sickest punches I've ever seen in MMA history.
That was sweet.
Oh my god! I mean, like, that was fucking brutal. Oh my god.
There was nothing the guy could do. He was just sitting there waiting for it. He had to take it. That was hardcore as shit.
I don't know, but it was good. But it was a good overall match. I see Lesnar losing to Mir, not to Naj. Mir and Naj will fight to face Lesnar. I believe UFC 94, 3, 4. That's the Ultimate Fighter and shit. So we'll have to see where that goes. But I would have if Mir wins, I think he submits him again.
Nog will submit him again, or submit
Again. Yeah, Naj and Lesnar fought for a hell of a battle. What's up, Andy? I think Lesnar would overpower Naj, where Frank Mir does have power. I mean, Naj, not saying Naj has no strength, but Mir does. Mir can strike. He's just a better submitter.
You're doing the exact. Nogueira has fought big men like Lesnar before. He fought a guy by the name of Bob Sapp, who is bigger than Lesnar. He submitted him. He fought Crow Cop. He submitted him. And a Nog fight is he takes a beating for most of the fight and then catches him in submission, which is what happened.
Brock Lesnar. Did you listen to Couture? Brock Lesnar hits harder than anyone that Couture's ever faced. Brock Lesnar is a fucking monster. His hands are the size of my head. Brock Lesnar is something that MMA has not seen. Like, his power, his ability, something that MMA has not seen.
Can you just hold up for a second? Because this whole argument that Brock Lesnar is something MMA has not seen, that's false. 10 years ago, 3 guys came along who were exactly like Brock Lesnar. Mark Kerr, Mark Coleman, and Kevin Randleman. And everyone said the same thing that they're saying about Brock Lesnar now.
Mark Coleman is nowhere near the talent that Brock Lesnar is. You cannot compare Brock Lesnar to Mark Coleman.
Early Mark Coleman was the baddest man on the planet.
At one point he was. So was Mike Tyson. Where's Mike Tyson now? Sitting in jail. What's your point?
Actually, Lesnar's going to get old, and he's not going to be the baddest man on the planet. But I'm saying this whole argument about Lesnar being unlike anything we've ever seen before in MMA is false.
He is. No, he is. He's unlike anything. His hands are the biggest things I've ever fucking seen.
So just because a guy has big hands doesn't mean anything.
Okay, we'll see, Andy. Telling you right, we'll see. Don't worry about it.
How about the quickness of the guy? Were these guys you're talking about as quick as Brock Lesnar?
Mark Coleman's slow as a slug.
Not.
You got to realize Brock Lesnar said that he weighed himself before he got to the fight, and he was like 272, and he's as quick as he is.
Mark Kerr, Kevin Randleman, I'm telling you, those guys were exactly like Brock Lesnar.
These names
is now.
Hold on. Were they featured on ESPN?
No.
Now, hold on. Were they featured all over Yahoo News? Were they featured on every major news outlet today?
Did they do 1.6 million buys?
Exactly.
Cody.
Brock Lesnar is a draw. Brock Lesnar is an MMA god right now.
Cody, I'm not denying that. And you can't just anoint a guy an MMA draw or an MMA god just because he's had 3 fights.
He shouldn't have a title. He shouldn't have a title shot just because he has 3 fights. But in the fights, except for one mistake, which he admitted he was too green on, he has destroyed every single person he's fought.
And none of these guys were pushovers either.
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
And the reason...
His first MMA fight was a pushover. Heath Herring's not necessarily a pushover. Randy Couture sure as hell is not a pushover.
Oh.
If Brock Lesnar wasn't in wrestling before MMA, and if MMA was not as big as it is now, he wouldn't be as big as he is. Like, if the UFC wasn't this staple of pop culture that it is now, back 10 years ago, UFC was being banned in the U.S.
All I know, who's wearing the title?
So, he may be wearing the belt. Coleman was a 2-time champion.